Distinguished ladies and gentlemen,
for rapid infrastructural development of rural and riverine communities, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs organized a partnership program with different corporate organizations in the state, themed Matching 2022 Corporate Social Responsibility Budget to the Need of Lagos Communities.
The theme of this program, Meeting 2022 Corporate Social Responsibility Budgets to the Needs of Lagos Community, is apt as it takes into consideration the need for us as government and corporate organizations to ensure that our communities in the state experience steady development with adequate infrastructure extended to all the nooks and crannies of the state.
According to World Bank development indicators, over 50% of Nigerians are poor and live in slums. They lack water, quality healthcare services, and other basic amenities. Present at the event were Special Advisor to the Governor on Community Affairs, Honorable Babatunde Adewale, Chairman of Lagos State Community Development Advisory Council, Alhaji Azeez Hamzat, former Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Honorable Kehinde Bamigbeton, representatives of MTN Foundation, representatives of Dangote Group Company, amongst other representatives and dignitaries.
In the last 3 decades, the corporate sector has recognized the need to evolve a segment called corporate social responsibility. In the flares and the struggles against the oil majors in particular, the idea of the corporates not just making profits, but rounding part of their profits to develop, the human communities that support their products and projects became part of the picture of the new capitalist system. And a subset of that is community relations, which is where corporates also go to communities in their environment and see how they can be part of improving the lives of those who actually are their neighbors, and try and invest in their lives so that they can have a more humane place beyond just being seen as just capitalist child.
As we all know that the extent to which the CDS will provide meaningful development depends mainly on the financial capability of the people living within that communities. It is also a known fact that government alone cannot provide the much needed facilities and infrastructure that will make people live better life within these communities. Hence, the need to appeal to spirited individuals, corporate organizations, commissions, embassies, charities, foundations, and other captains of industries like yours to assist our needy development sessions.
In his words, former Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Honorable Kehinde Bamigbeton said, government alone cannot provide all the infrastructures and facilities, so there is a need for submitted personalities, NGOs, corporate organizations to help the needy communities.
If any corporate decides to adopt a school, for example, right, they know that they are doing it with a registered, responsible, reputable organization, so they can feel free to invest appropriately. That's the advantage that we can get from this occasion. So I want to commend the Lagos State government for continuing the program, because the more they continue it, the more corporates get to know of it, the more they support this project, and the more there will be development, because it's very apparent that Lagos State alone cannot develop everywhere at the rate at which people want development to come to that area.
Documentary on the condition of communities that needs urgent help was shown.
it's a program that has it has a lot of promises, potentials. Um, I think it can be used to do quite a number of community development projects that usually in the blind spots of corporate organizations. And I think if it's well executed, we are going to reach a bigger number of beneficiaries than if it's individual, just Lagos State or the individual. So I think it's got a lot of potentials. It just needs a little bit more planning for effective implementation, that's all. And that's what we are here for, to brainstorm on ideas and how we can make it work.
Organizations must give back to the communities within which they operate, as has been extensively discussed. There's still a few rough edges to be straightened out, but I think it's important that this is holding. Communities is about bringing development, bringing an elevated state of well-being to members of those communities that will be impacted by the conversations that I've held here today. So I think it's going to be a big impact, but it also brings a lot of responsibility to the communities that will benefit from this.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Local Government and Community Affairs, Mrs. Kikelomo Sonyaolu, appreciated the guests, corporate organizations representatives, and pledged continuous support.
We are not taking your previous and current sacrifice for granted. Rather, we deeply appreciate such people-oriented and society-friendly actions. We are not unmindful of the visible challenges in the business climate, despite which you still extend a hand for CSR activities. We implore you all not to pull back on your thoughtful and generous considerations for public good. To this extent, therefore, I urge you to please come on board to examine how we can collaborate to improve the city landscape. Please note that we are not requesting for cash donations, but like I said earlier, corporate organizations should please adopt projects, especially in our rural communities.
The ministry will still continue to pursue the various corporate organizations, communicating with them and reminding them of what we came here to request for. And I'm sure by the grace of God, we are likely to have some positive response.
With this program, communities are optimistic that corporate organizations will come to their aid as part of their corporate social responsibility.